Good morning. This is Matt with Premier Headlight Restoration, and we are on our way to do a 2011 Honda Accord. Luckily, Honda's is one of the easiest ones to do. I better knock on glass before I jinx myself. But from the pictures that the client sent, looks pretty straightforward. So yeah, well, it should be a quick one. We're gonna get over here and knock it out, and I'm gonna take you guys with me. So I will see you guys when I get there. All right, not too bad. Like these cracks are probably on the inside, so there's not much I can do there.
That's fine.
But as far as like the overall clarity, yeah, it's gonna look
way better.
Yeah, it's gonna look way better.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, these little cracks right there, they're hard to get out. I mean, mainly because they're on the inside, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, as far as the clarity goes, yeah, no, we'll get them taken care of.
Heck yeah, dude.
All right, so I'm probably not going to tape right here because I don't know if this is paint coming up or what, but usually you don't want to put down tape wherever there's kind of paint missing or paint chipping. Reason being is when you go to pull the tape, a lot of times I don't want to take more paint with it, so usually I don't tape up there, and I just try to be careful when I get around those spots. Alright, so we got 1,000 grit rolling in. So what's cool about these Hondas is that 99% of the time you can start at 1,000 grit and you're finishing at 3,000 grit. So you've only got 3 sanding stages. That's why us headlight guys love Hondas, Toyotas, Lexus, you know, all kind of the Japanese imports, because they don't use near the clear coat as domestic cars, and it makes the sanding process a whole lot easier. So, like I said, we've got 1,000 grit here. As you can see, that slurry that's coming off, that's good. That's all the dead and oxidized plastic coming off. So we'll give her a wipe down and see how she's looking after this first pass of 1,000 grit. Sometimes you have to go down to 800, but very rarely. Alright, I jinxed myself by saying usually you can only start at 1,000. Because you got this little spot right here, and then this little spot right here. So I'm gonna bump down to 800 and see if I can get those out real quick. Alright, so it looks like going down to 800 did the trick on this little spot. I honestly don't know what it is. I can't scratch it, so I don't know what's going on with that little spot, but we should be able to cover it with the stay clear at the end. So since I went over with 800, I'll go back over with 1,000 to get rid of those 800 scratches, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we've got 800 and 1,000 grit on this light, and this is what you want to see. You want to see a nice matte kind of frosted finish. That's how you kind of know you're ready to go to the next step, and all that old plastic is gone. You can't feel it, but this thing is smooth, and that's what you're looking for. So now we're going to go in with 2,000 grit and remove all the 1,000 grit scratches, and then yeah, keep going and do the other side, and I'll pick you back up when we move to 3,000 grit. Got a little buddy watching me, got an audience. Just want to make sure you get the edges that the machine couldn't get down into. You just want to make sure you get all the edges and hard spaces that the machine doesn't fit real well into. Alright, so it's 2,000 grit. Let's wipe her down. So it's kind of why you always kind of want to check, because as you see, I got some shiny spots in here. So I know I need to go back in and go over those until we get more of this frosted finish look. Alright, we're at the last sanding step, which is 3,000 grit. That's going to take all the 2,000 grit scratches out and get us ready for the UV application. So again, we're going to take it off the machine. We're going to get down in the areas that the machine really can't get down into, which is mainly just kind of these edges and these rounded off corners of the light. The machine doesn't really like getting into rounded corners like that. So we'll just do this a little bit by hand, make sure everything's covered. Alright, give her a wipe down. Alright, and that's what you want. You want that frosted glass look. So I'm going to do the other side, and then we'll put on the UV protection, the UV clear coat, and then we should be done with this one. Alright, so we've gone through 800, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and now we're ready for the final step, which is the UV application. But before you do that, it's always a good idea to get some alcohol on the light, just to remove any leftover, just anything left over from the sanding process, kind of dried water, or any chemicals, any contaminants that's going to mess with the final process. So just got some, I think it's 70% alcohol, diluted down a little bit. So this just kind of helps remove any contaminants from the light. Make sure we're nice and clean surface for that UV ceramic to go on. Alright, I think we're good there. And then you always kind of want to blow it out and make sure you get everything dry. Alright, so here comes the fun part. Now you're about to see the light go from this to crystal clear. This is the money shot. Well, that sounded kind of bad. Kids, if you're watching this, wait till you're about 16 or 17 and ask your dad what a money shot is. But no, this is the fun part of the transformation. So. And that's it. So obviously not a perfect light, but I think a lot of this damage is on the inside. Obviously, like this micro cracking is on the inside of the light, so there's not a lot we can do there. I also think there's some haziness on the inside of the light that we just can't get out. But as far as the outside of the light, everything's been stripped down to bare plastic and then brought back up. So I'll do the other side, and then yeah, we should be done. That's all she wrote on that one.
Dude, I can tell from here.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a way better, bro.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, they turned out pretty good. Yeah, but it's, yeah, for sure, for sure.
And we got some new light bulbs too. So
Oh, that'll help. That'll help.
help a whole lot.
That'll
too.
help. Oh yeah, that'll help. Well, I'm glad you're happy with it, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad you're happy with it. I'm glad you'll be able to see better at night now. And all right, so yeah, that is a restoration on a 2011 Honda Accord. I think there was a little bit more damage on the inside than what the client originally thought, because there was some haze. You can get haze and kind of burn in from lights on the inside, but overall the client was happy. Main thing is he's going to be able to see much better at night. He also said that he had some new light bulbs, some new bulbs for the lenses. So between that and the restoration, he's going to be able to see much better at night, and that's kind of the name of the game, is safety. Your car looking better is just kind of the cherry on top. But yeah, that's it for today. It is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We'll see you on the next one.